So it was a great afternoon of interviews, hour and a half straight, 6 different groups, and had a lot of great ideas and, as importantly for us, great feedback. And so it was both enjoyable and humbling. In terms of the way they presented the information, the speakers, the way they had attacked the problems, I think that was really professional. And we pointed out some areas where they can improve too. Those things really came down to the numbers and really having your numbers right. And there's a lot that goes into those numbers. So our hope is that the feedback we give in this round will help them to not only have that presentation part really nailed down, but also, have the hard numbers that go behind it, which ultimately, makes the final sale in addition to having the great presentation.
Here's where we are. Now we have some data. Each team has partial data. They don't really have complete data. Problem number one. Problem number two is we need to transform that data into some insight that then connects to your recommendation.
So we lost our K college analysts. Their trimester ended, so now it's just Western. So we're feeling the loss. Been instructed to kind of take it easy this first week back, kind of recoup, evaluate the feedback we have.
The key for Team 2, as I think about it, is not only realistic, but how do we leverage those dollars to get the most out of them? And I think that's going to be our challenge back to them is, all right, you had a good idea, now how do you really leverage that to get the most out of it?
I don't think we did a lot of negative things other than just not really explaining our idea fully, so we need to get more in depth on that.
The second group was Team 1. It was really professional, and we pointed out some areas where they can improve too. And some of that is just a little bit relative to the amount of time that they had, A, and lack of experience, B. They gave us a really good recommendation on something that we could actually really do right now.
Trade secret.
With a few tweaks.
So we strengthen that and, work on our presentation and
dress it up
golden.
A little more.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
smoother
Put that bow
transitions.
on it, yeah. We had 5 analysts, and now we have 3 analysts, and I'm really sad. We kind of walked into the room and could feel the loss. Just the motivation with them leaving, the motivation to work even harder and step up. I love to hear him say Team 1 had a great recommendation. Hearing that alone feels so good. Kind of know where to tighten things up now and how to strengthen what we already have. And that's another good thing. Now we kind of know do we have to pivot super hard or can we kind of go off what we have? And I think that what we have is pretty strong to go off of. So
Section number 1. What is your hook? 3 sentences right off the top about I'm going to see all these presentations, why yours actually is the best recommendation. Second thing is your executive summary. I want you, just like a Mad Lib, just to fill in the blanks for me. That's your recommendation in 1 sentence. I think the question is 1 sentence. This is why your recommendation is better, why you think it's superior. This is your recommendation in 1 sentence.
Some of you have recommendations that are good and or bad. Some of you at the last presentation had multiple recommendations in 1 slide. Some of you had 1 solid recommendation. It would be good to test that recommendation. Get a market test for your recommendation. Now this could go bad or good.
We've lost all of our K analysts, and then we're still waiting on one to get back from spring break. Everyone's kind of taking the time to reflect now, look through what we did well, what didn't go well, but we're not trying to move too fast. We're trying to keep everyone on the same page right now.
Next up was Team 5. They surprised me with the candor of their presentation. And they gave us some really good feedback, some of it, as I mentioned earlier, humbling. I really think in terms of what team could help us get better, they have the best chance of helping us to get better at what we're doing.
I think if we all go in there and with 3 different presentations, it looks really bad. We have to build some sort of minimum viable product. Minimum description of the recommendation, explanation of the recommendation, survey or / interview guide around that recommendation of how you're going to test it.
And then lastly, Team 6, our winner. And so I think as they look to make their presentation better, it's really going to be about digging into those numbers and how do they really get the impact that they're looking for with the recommendation or recommendations that they have. And I think that's where their proposal gets better. But I think they're off to a really strong start.
The other day, you guys need to stay together as a network. We're all going to be able to help each other at some point in life. You will never be on the same team again. So I asked each of you to think about, how did you move from the then to the now?
About a month ago, we just did our last recommendation, so today it's a new day. We probably pulled 2 all-nighters this week in the past 2 days, so we're in the jungle, baby. Let's go.
It doesn't matter at this moment about the coursework around the analysis in the business. The lesson of today was, why did I like my team? Or why didn't I like my team?
Feeling good, feeling a little nervous. Got our final presentation today.
I'm proud of myself for sticking it out and putting in the effort and trying to get the most out of the experience. And whatever happens, I'm happy with the experience in the class and the team.
We're juiced up and we're ready to take some souls.
Without a doubt in my mind.
My sole intent is, when you go off into work and you get stuck on a team, you're not going to be the first time to say, I've never been on a team before and I don't know what to expect. You have had that experience. You know the goods and the bads, you know the bickering and the fighting, you know the drama, you know the, or lack of drama, whatever it is, you know that. And you need to internalize the traits from your team that you want to bring to the next team.
Having physical examples of what we've previously built on the brochure. David will have the AVB's updated website and get a full view of their quality portfolio.
We've seen kind of a mixture of everything.
Continue until the next step of building a relationship with a client.
You should be thinking carefully about what you say there, because what you say is going to be who you are. Not just the story you're telling to other people, it's a story you end up telling about yourself.
It's kind of someone who's in a shell a little bit. One who preferred to work alone.
I'm a team player and steps up to help move the team forward.
I was a shy person who barely spoke up and always hid in a corner.
A great communicator, like in a team setting. I think I'm very good at summarizing thoughts.
But now I would say that I am comfortable stepping up to the table and voicing my opinions.
Now I am a more confident individual who can step into a room and not be so afraid anymore.
Was like a person who could fall into like a hole when experiencing failure. I am now a person who experiences failure but always bounces back and exceeds expectations afterwards.
Didn't know how to tackle a big issue or a problem to solve, and I am someone who could break down a problem into smaller, simple steps.
Someone that always wanted to be true to myself but thought I had to alter my personality. But now I am the most authentic person to myself, and I will continue to be the light in every room I step in.
I was like very self-centered and focused on my own success and like what I needed to do to get there. I feel now I'm more so of an organizer. I will give more than I take, because I feel like if you give more, you kind of receive a lot more when you do that. So
now I am an influential leader who aspires to help those grow around me.
I was always great with numbers and analytical, but now I can apply it to business problems and solutions, and I will continue to seek out opportunities where I can apply that knowledge.
Like lost and then just going through the motions on a day-to-day basis, I would say I am now confident and in control, and I will continue to control my future.
So, Derek will take AVB.
Amy's coming too.
Amy's back in the side room. And then we'll come back.
Presentation went really well, just as we expected. Good confident.
Proud of my team. This is going to be the last thing I will ever do in my undergraduate career, so finish off with a win, that would be really nice.
Personally, for me, I know that I've come such a long way since 3010. I've grown tremendously, and it would just seal up my growth.
Relieved of stress, that's how I feel right now. And we're going to manifest it, and hopefully we get some good outcomes.
I mean a lot personally. We've spent a lot of countless hours, like I said earlier, sleepless nights, but it's all worth it for the experience and getting to hang out with these guys every night. So.
I'm really proud of my analysts. We really came together and rallied these past few weeks. I think that we're just a completely different team than we were in the first half of the semester. Everything kind of came to like a culmination. I think I'm just excited to hopefully hear some good news in the second year.
This was a really good experience for us. The presentations were all good. They were significantly better than they were the last time. I learned things just watching your presentations that can make my presentations better when I talk. Insight, ideas, the research was really helpful for us. You kind of, made us a team of 50 instead of a team of, 3 here. So really, really helpful.
With that, the winner of the Spring 2023 LBF Team Championship is Team 5.
This is obviously the team's award. This is awesome to see how far we've come from the beginning. Doug was really blunt with us a few days, told us we sucked at the beginning of the semester. We could definitely feel that. We wanted to come the second half of the semester with a lot more energy. This class just continues to be doing what it's been doing and just keep improving every semester. Go Team 5 and go LBS.
It was like getting thrown into the fire. We had no idea what to expect. We'll say by the end we had a better idea of at least knowing that we shouldn't expect what's going to happen. We're just going to roll with the punches. And it was interesting. It was fast paced. It was exciting. Doug brought the juice every time, of course, and kept us on our toes. So we really enjoyed it.